how you stand to the ball, or some people call it address the ball, or set up to the ball, whatever you want to call it, and how you aim the club face in your golf swing. Well, it's so important. It's really what determines where the ball is going to start in many cases. So getting the setup right is correct. Now, it's not just aiming the club face, it's not just aiming the body. There is a posture, a necessary posture that someone has to have to play this game fairly well. Usually as beginners, you don't find that necessary posture. But in this segment, which is all about aiming the club face first, I'm going to show you how to get the correct posture to help you hit your ball towards your target. So we've talked about how you put your hands on the club. The next thing that is a must learn for golf is how to aim. Now, what do we aim? That's a good question, isn't it? Do we aim the feet? No, we don't. Do we aim the shoulders? No, we don't. What do we aim? We actually aim in golf. We aim the leading edge of the club, the bottom edge of the club. We don't aim the top edge. We aim the leading edge of the club where we would like the ball to finish. That's what we want. We aim the leading edge of the club. Now, pretty much with every beginner I ever have, I have this string on the ground. It's called the target line. And I would like to have my leading edge of my club at right angles to that target line when I set up. Now I've got an example to show you and a drill that I would like you to do, but you'll notice I haven't even taken the grip yet. I haven't positioned my body yet, but I've aimed the face. This is called the face of the club. This is the leading edge of the face of the club, and I'm going to go face first. I'm aiming the face of the club before I do anything else. Now let me show you. I said I've got one thing to show you and one drill for you to do. This is a training aid I use where I have a magnet on the face of a club, and it makes it very easy to see where the club face is aimed. If I want my ball to go down that target line, then I need to make sure when I set up that I aim my club face. I'll say that again, my club face, the leading edge of my club face right down that line. I do not set up with the face to the left, I do not set up with the face to the right. I aim the club face down the line. Then I get my hands on the club, as per the segment I hope you've just watched, and then I start arranging the body, but not so quickly. I aim the face, and then I can build my stance. Now I said I'd give you a drill, a simple drill. This is a beginner's series or a newcomer series, so I want the drills, the exercise to be nice and simple. Now you'll see here I have a 2x4, piece of wood. Doesn't have to be a 2x4. I have put a piece of tape on that 2x4 at what I hope is about 90 degrees square to that 2x4. I am going to put that 2x4 just behind the golf ball. Now you can probably see here that line is just behind the golf ball, and here's how I'm going to tell you to check your aim. This is a wonderful drill that I learned from great teachers many moons ago. A dry erase marker. So it wipes right off. If I take a dry erase marker and I just draw a line on that face, and I draw that line across the face, fill it in, it probably covers about 2 grooves, steady as I can, there we go. I've drawn that line across the face. Now here's the thing, here's how to know if you've got a square club face when you set up to the ball. That's what we call it, a square club face. If I can have the line that's on that club running into the line that's on that piece of wood, I now know the face is square. And you actually have to get used to looking at a square face. When most people do this for the first time, they find the face is turned in, it's turned out, it's not square. So that would be a great drill for any newcomer to the game, or anybody who's played a long time for that matter, to make sure that you've gone face first and you've aimed the face where you want the ball to go. Now the second thing now is to start to take the stance. Now the stance, there are lines in the stance, and I'm going to do something here that really exaggerates those lines, but I want you to understand I'm going to take my stance, build my stance off of that club face. Now I know this is a bit dramatic, I get that bit, I know this is a bit dramatic what I'm about to do here, but it is to make a point It's for the beginners out there, it's for the people who need a bit of help. I'm not expecting you to do this, although if you do, I'm okay with it. But I'm not expecting you to do this. And why would I be doing this? Because I want you to see where the lines that would run across my body, well, I say across my body, particularly across my shoulders and my hips. I want you to see where the lines that would run across my shoulders and my hips would be in relation to that target line. And I know it looks a bit clumsy, but it's going to make a point to you. If I aim the face first and I take my stance off the club face, not from the target, do you see how those lines, you can probably see from overhead, the lines that run across the front of my shoulders, that run across the front of my hips, are about parallel to the target line. I'm not standing with the lines way over here. I'm not standing with the lines way over there. The lines that run across my body about parallel to the target line. Now here's an interesting thing. If you have the club face square to the target line and the lines that run across your body are about parallel to the target line, the ball pretty much finds its own position. So you don't have to worry too much about ball position, maybe just a few inches inside the lead foot I'll give you as a general. But the lines that run across the body, now I'm positioned that I could, if I knew how to move a golf club, I could send the ball somewhere down that line. But I've got one more piece to get. So we've aimed the face, we've got these lines across the body. I'm not expecting that you will go to the length that I've gone to there. I'm not expecting that you will do that, clang, bang, making my point, but I am expecting that you could imagine the lines that run across the body, where they're pointing. And that leaves me with one last part for the setup, and that would be the posture. Now there isn't any old way you can stand to a golf ball. You could aim the face properly, you could hold the club properly, you could have these lines across the body, and you could be standing like that. That will not work. You could fulfill all those requirements and you could be standing like that. That won't work either. There's an optimum amount of bend forwards. It's probably about 30 to 40 degrees, somewhere in the 30 to 40 degrees mark. But here's the rule that I would have you use. When you bend, you want to think that you bend forwards from the hips. You'll see I've put a club on my hips there, my thumbs are in my hips. Didn't put it on the belt line, put it on the hips. I'm going to bend forwards from the hips and flex the knees just a little bit. Now my favorite drill for that, giving you my favorites here, my favorite drill for the posture is you take this guy, the big dog, the driver, and you put the driver under your chin and hold it against your chest, maybe your tummy actually in my case. And you're just going to bend forward some amount, about 30 degrees, 40 degrees. If you want to know where that is, if you think of a clock face here, I'm bending forwards from about 12 o'clock to about 1 o'clock, 1:30. On a clock face, I'm bending forwards about that much. And that would put me in a great posture. I'm balanced, I'm aimed, I'm postured. If I've got my grip correct, if I've got my aim, that I've aimed the club face, if I have the lines across the body and the posture correct, I'm ready to start swinging, and so are you.